My wife and I went to go get iPhones the other day, last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. And they came in the mail. And I didn't want to go to the AT&T store to do the whole spiel, because it's like, I just know, people like Rich, boop, put your phone next to each other and it just does it.
Bring it in. We can help you.
Yeah. So I figured, well, here's the AT&T store. I bought them we sat down with this girl. I remember the day we walked in to buy the iPhones. She was new. You could tell she was new. And there was a vibe I just wasn't getting from her. And we were there forever buying iPhones, right? So they came in the mail, and then my wife wanted to go yesterday to go set them up, or actually over a couple days ago. And it turns out they got me the wrong one, the wrong iPhone. And then when we went to activate the iPhones, they had her phone on her phone number on my phone number on her phone. They were all the wrong. It was just a disaster.
Oh, no.
So then they switched out SIM chips for my wife's phone, and it turned into a disaster. So we were there 2 hours last week, and then we were there for an hour and a half yesterday. So now my phone had to get sent back. And so I don't have. Isn't it terrible? It's always with me and iPhones.
You and Alltech, actually.
Yeah.
You and Alltech. I've never seen anybody with worse tech luck than you.
They had to send my phone back yesterday, and they're like, "Well, your new phone is coming because I want the small one. Finally, I don't want the Max. A new iPhone 14 Pro Max is heavy. It's a heavy phone. Yeah, I put it in my pocket, my pants will fall down. So I figured I want the small
amazing.
phone.
The camera's
same
amazing.
camera on the smaller phone.
No, I think there's an extra lens on the big one.
This is exact. I went over with it yesterday. I have the exact.
It's the person that gave you the wrong phone.
No, I was with the manager.
Okay.
I was with the manager. How you feeling, Colin? We had a rough day, rough couple days.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I don't know what's going on, but I still kind of have stomach issues right now, and it is progressively getting better, which I feel like is good progress in the right direction. But so Sunday, I think it was at its worst, and it was just shooting pain, literally piercing pain every 2 minutes or so, sporadically. It would just knock me out. I couldn't even stand up. The pain was so bad. And it was I was thinking that maybe it was gas because it was in my upper abdomen, and I'm okay, somehow I got to get it out. So I took a Gas X. I started doing yoga poses, just try to, you know what I mean? Because I felt like that would be the only thing that would get some release, and nothing was working. So I'm maybe it's something else. I'm not really sure. So I had taken a nap, and I woke up, and I was walking towards the front door, and I'm oh my gosh, I feel maybe a toot's going to come out. This is this is a good thing. I can't hold this in right now because I feel maybe this is going to be the thing that makes me feel better. Right. So I'm I kind of let it go a little bit. And I'm this doesn't feel right. I think maybe I might actually have to go to the bathroom. So I'm okay. So I go into the bathroom, and it's sort of a disaster. Everything starts coming out, and I'm sitting there, and I'm why is my leg wet? And I look, and I had full on pooped my pants.
Oh my
guys,
God.
It was oh my God. And Scott, my husband, was kind of, because he knew I was feeling terrible the whole day. He was kind of walking back and forth. He's are you okay? What's going on? And then he's I really think that you should probably do a courtesy flush. I've seen you wipe a bunch of times. I'm okay, fine, so anyways, I flush, and the thing's already clogged, the toilet's sitting there.
That came out of your little body?
He's I told you. Well, I think it's because I was wiping a lot. Anyway, he's I told you to do a courtesy flush. Why don't you just courtesy flush? And I look at him, I'm you know what? Get out of here. I already hit my lowest, most vulnerable point, okay? I just pooped my pants.
Kick a girl when she's down.
He's sitting here. I'm trying to work this out, and he's okay, and he just sort of walks away, and I'm just shame.
So are you better now? That sounds like that had to come out.
No, that was on Sunday.
That was unrelated.
No, it didn't. Whatever it was, it didn't help.
Poor thing.
Rough week.
Oh my God.
I was debating telling you guys or not, but then I'm it's fine, I'll tell you, because that's what we do. But I was oh my gosh, it was literally I remember we did a podcast, what was that, months ago, where there's several members of the show shared that they had pooped their pants before, and I was how do you poop your pants? And now I'm I guess I'm part of the club.
Well, come on in.
So that happened.